All right, so y'all, this is a problem from homework 10, and it is multiplying and dividing rational expressions. And so in this problem, we are going to multiply. So the first thing we really need to do here, y'all, is we got to do a whole lot of factoring. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rewrite I'm going to write the top part of the first fraction, x squared plus 11x plus 30. Let me fix that. That looks like a messy 30. Okay. And we're going to factor this one. So remember, the way we factor these problems, y'all, is the nice thing about these problems, the number in front of the x squareds on all of them are 1. So these should be relatively easy to factor, okay? And I say relatively because it depends on the individual. But what you're doing here, y'all, is we're going to multiply the first number, which is 1, times the last number, which is 30. That gives me a 30. And then I'm going to make a list. I call it the T because it looks like a big T right here, right? So all the numbers that I know multiply to 30. 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. And then I want to find the pair of these numbers that multiply to 30, but they need to add up to the middle number, which in this case is 11. So the numbers that I know that multiply to 30 and add up to 11 are 5 and 6. Okay, so look, we're going to write the first part as x plus 5 and x plus 6. So this one is right there. Let's do the same thing for the bottom one. So x squared plus 3x minus 18. I'm going to do the same thing. So 1 times in this case, negative 18 is a negative 18, and I'm going to make my list. So 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. But now, if you notice, I need them to multiply to a negative 18. So one of those numbers in those pairs is going to have to be negative. And I want them to add up to in this case, a positive 3. So what I'm going to do is, because one number is going to have to be negative, one also is going to have to be positive, the way I can figure out which one is going to be which, if I look at the middle one here, the middle number here is positive. That tells me that the bigger numbers will be positive and the smaller numbers will be negative, okay? And if you notice, if I were to combine those together, negative 3 plus 6 would give me a positive 3. So the bottom part is going to be an x minus 3 and an x plus 6, okay? All right, so now we're going to do the same thing with this one over here, okay? So I'm going to clean up some of this mess because I don't need it anymore. Okay, so now let's rewrite the top one. So x squared minus 2x minus 3. Again, remember, 1 times negative 3 is a negative 3. The nice thing about this one, there's only two numbers that multiply to 3, 1 and 3. Okay? So remember what we said, one's going to be negative, one's going to be positive. What I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to look at the sign of the number in the middle. What is the sign here? It's negative. So the bigger number will be negative, the smaller number will be positive. I did the same thing here. I said, look, the bigger number was positive, or the middle number, I'm sorry, was positive. So these bigger numbers were also positive. Okay? So now we're going to have an x plus 1 and an x minus 3 for this one here. And then we'll do the same thing for this one over here. Okay? So again, let me clean up some of this mess. And I'm going to rewrite, let's see, x squared plus 4x minus 12. 1 times negative 12 is a negative 12. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So I'm looking for the pair that multiplies to negative 12 and is going to add up to a positive 4. Okay, so one of my numbers is going to be negative, one's going to be positive, right? Since the middle number is positive, the bigger numbers will be positive and the smaller numbers will be negative. And these right here, negative 2 plus 6, will give me that plus 4. So this is going to be an x minus 2 and an x plus 6. Okay, now all we need to do is cancel out our common factors, okay? So let me clean up some of this mess here. And I don't need this one anymore either. Okay, so now let's see. X plus 6 and x plus 6 will cancel. X minus 3 and x minus 3 will cancel. And let's see, it looks like that's it. So the top part should be an x plus 5 along with an x plus 1 because both of these were on the top. And then an x minus 2 and an x plus 6. And we are done. Okay, if y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help.